What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome back to episode number 12 of Park to Prem here with Nottingham Forest. A hell of a lot has happened, folks, but today we have a chance to win the league. Yes, there are 5 games left of the season. Today we take on second place Bournemouth, a Bournemouth team who you may remember last time we played against. We lost 2-1. Yeah, let's forget about that. New memories to be forged today, I hope. Since you're last here, a whole lot's happened. Obviously, the league has kind of wrapped up a little bit, other than trying to win the title, but there's something more exciting than a league title that's happened since you were last here. We've had a takeover happen, everyone. It's been the most underwhelming takeover in the world. Otis, welcome Otis to the club. He's taken over as a consortium. Steve Cooper failed twice, tried twice, and Otis has come in to the rescue. Now you might think, what's happened? You know, is there new visions? Is there new cultures? No, nothing's changed. It's the most boring takeover ever. He's come in. There's no additional funding. The budgets haven't shifted at all. The club cultures haven't changed at all. Yeah, that's it really. It's one of the weirder takeovers I've happened where nothing's really happened. It happened just after we secured promotion, so whether or not some stuff will change in the coming months once we obviously end up in the Premier League, I suppose remains to be seen. Now, besides that, we've also had a youth intake. I'm going to be honest with you. It was awful. It was possibly the worst youth intake I've ever had. These are the players I've not signed, and yeah, it wasn't great. I'll slap a screenshot up in front of you of what came in. I don't even know which players actually in our youth team came through the youth intake, but it was disappointing. It was really... I mean, apparently the best player was Aidan Duffy. Here he is. Yeah, Golden Generation, I was told. They said it'd be great. It wasn't. It wasn't. Right, shall we talk about the alternative to a youth intake, which is just where you sign players, because it totally slipped my mind that I didn't actually talk about some players that we signed last episode, mostly because they're youngsters for the future, but I feel like they deserve a little bit of credit. Now, Jake Shaw had already joined us officially, but he's been on loan at Boston where he's not been playing much, but he looks like a good little centre-back. Of course, another player we did talk about a couple of episodes ago was Callum Holmes. He has now joined us as well. Unfortunately, couldn't secure him a loan move. Cameron Ferguson has joined us from Hearts. He's actually looking like one of our best hot prospects in the team. He's improved a hell of a lot. 17 years old, super consistent. I've already got high hopes for him. Let's hope that he can live up to them. And last but not least, we've got Steve Chalobah, who's not that young really. He's 21 years old, 22 in the summer, a player with a fair bit of potential who wasn't really allowed to fulfill it at Manchester City. He struggled there for a number of years. He was running down his contract. We swooped in and signed him for 1.5 million. We've loaned him to Bristol City in the Championship. 8 goals in 9 games for him. Now, I'm hoping he's going to be a little bit of a late bloomer, but ultimately, at just over £1 million, it was a low-risk deal that has, hopefully, the potential to either result in us getting a good first-team player for cheap, or at the very least, making a little bit of money by selling him on. Anyway, with our promotion secured, we have had our budget set for the year, as you can see here. £1.3 million wage budget. That is a pretty big increase on what we are currently spending, and transfer budget-wise, 49 million. I actually think it's gone down since before we were promoted, which is a little bit odd, but nevertheless, it's still a ridiculous sum of money that I'm going to look forward to spending in the summer. Now, just as a little bit of a reminder, tomorrow's episode is going to be slightly different because today we're taking on Bournemouth, which is going to be the last league game we do this season. Next episode, we're going to do a slightly different end of season live com, where when the season's up, we'll talk about my hopes, dreams and aspirations. And then beyond that, we're going to look through the save game. So if there's anything that you would like me to look at 8 years in, I'm not talking about random players here for the team that you support, but stuff that relates to Park to Prem, maybe some past players, maybe we do a deep dive look at Lincoln and Boston and how they've done. Essentially, that's the plan for next episode, is to do a deep dive of stuff that you want to see or topics that you would like me to talk about. So with that in mind, go down in the comments right now, let me know what kind of stuff you would like to see that hasn't been covered recently, and if you scroll down and maybe there's some suggestions you like the look of, slap them with a big thumbs up, and the ones which are towards the top are the bits that we will cover in tomorrow's slightly different end of season episode. Anyway, something that's a little bit bizarre that's happened is Norwich City have sacked their manager again. Yeah, this is really weird. They have sacked, if we just look, managers. David Marshall, after, well, not that long. He's been in the job 7 months. He's got them up to 3rd, and then they've just let him go. This is one of the maddest sackings I've seen, because Norwich started the season awfully. Under Marshall, they climbed up and up and up and up and up, all the way into 3rd and 4th place. Then they've just sacked him. Apparently the players lost faith in him, I think it said. I think we can search. Shall we have a look? What are you doing, Norwich? I don't get this. This is one of the weirdest sackings I've ever seen. Apparently the players lost faith in him. Weird. So, yeah, they've sacked their manager with, I think, 5 or 6 games left of the season. Obviously, they are rooting for us to beat Bournemouth today, and even if they win, they've got a bit of an outside chance, but it's a very slim chance of actually ending up in 2nd place. Who knows? Maybe Mark Noble is the man to lead them to glory. Now, today's game against Bournemouth is a little bit of an interesting one, because they've not lost in 13. It's going to be a challenge, and our recent form has been a little bit hit and miss. Of course, last episode we lost in the FA Cup. It was a bit embarrassing. It was against Fulham. It finished 1-0, and Roger got sent off. I've not really forgiven him, but he's put in some good performances in training. I say all of that. He has also missed training lately because he was on a night out. I don't know. Make of that what you will. I mean, to be fair, when he's doing well in training, you know what? You can miss training. You can go out and have a party. I'll allow it, Roger. But unfortunately, on the pitch, things haven't been plain sailing since then. It started with a defeat, actually, against Crystal Palace. Troy Parrott with the solitary goal for them in this one. Not a bad little striker. Asking to leave the club. Only 5 goals this season. Of course, one was going to end up being against us. The good news is we bounced back in 2 of the games that matter for me personally. The first of which was against Lincoln, where it took us a long time to break them down. But in the end, Wilson Samake, he's just very good at finishing, isn't he? He's a very composed goal scorer. He got 2 in this game. The first in the 73rd minute, 1 in the 93rd minute. They were throwing men forward. They were gambling. We made the lead doubled. Brewster also missed a penalty early on in this game, but the win was the most important thing. And, well, we only went on and then took on Derby again. Of course, last time we played Derby, we beat them 1-0 in kind of the local derby. This time, we smooshed them into the ground like mushy peas. Ryan Brewster scored from the penalty spot. Matt Smith then scored a really nicely worked goal, actually, in the 54th minute. Bit unusual positioning-wise from him, but he did well to finish it into the bottom corner, so I'm not going to question it. And then late on in the game, Wilson Samake got one in the back of the net to keep his good goal-scoring run going, and that's how it finished, 3-0. And with that, we were edging very close towards automatic promotion, and I think complacency kicked in against QPR, where we drew 1-1. In the end, Adrian Smith, on this occasion, able to rescue a point for us. I say rescue a point for us. We took the lead and they scored in the 87th minute. I forgot how annoyed I was about this game, actually, but it's a draw. Didn't matter in the grand scheme of things. And, well, in our most recent game against Portsmouth 1 week ago, after an international break, we won 2-1. Good result, this one. Brewster, he made amends for his missed penalty that he had against Lincoln. I say that. He scored a penalty against Derby as well. But he scored in this game from open play. Samake also got a goal for us just after half-time, despite Ayuso Perez attempting to inspire a comeback. It never really materialised. In the end, it finished 2-1. And with those results, we sit on the verge of hitting 100 points. And even if we lose today, there's still a pretty good chance we're going to hit it with 5 games left to spare. If we win the game today, we will go 13 points clear of Bournemouth with 12 points left on offer. So this is a game to win the title, albeit if we were to slip up, it's probably not going to be the end of the world. You can see here, Samake leading the goal-scoring charts, also high in the average ratings, and Stokes, who I feel like gets a lot of hate. 18 clean sheets this year. We've definitely got better defensively. Whether or not he's going to be the long-term goalkeeper, I think there's still a few question marks over. I don't feel like he's improved that much since we took over. But you know what? He's got a little bit of potential. He's 23. He's done a job for us this year. Is he a player who I could look to replace? I mean, we've got Heatley coming through, who I don't think's quite as good. Maybe there is scope to get in another goalkeeper going into next season if the right one's on offer. But I don't know. Carl Stokes, first choice Irish goalkeeper, the new Shay Given they're calling him. He's looked very, very good with his Tash in goal for us. Anyway, in terms of team news for today's game, there is one enforced change. Adrian Smith, you naughty, naughty boy. He's been suspended, everyone. So, yeah, naughty. Disappointing as well. A player who I'm very excited to see how he fares in the Premier League as well, because he's been very good for us in the Championship. 7 player of the matches, 9 assists, 4 goals. Yeah, not a bad return, is it, for our hometown hero? Also, had a loan spell at Swansea. Learnt the dark arts at them. If you're wondering how the Premier League's looking, because of course with us looking like we're going to go up, I do want to have a look at the teams coming down. Brighton, Middlesbrough and Swansea. Currently the teams in the relegation zone. That said, still very, very close at the bottom. Still plenty to be fought over. We'll keep an eye on that. But, of course, whenever you're a newly promoted team, I think you'll always look at the teams coming down to see if they've got any players worth stealing. Anyway, let's get into this. We want some revenge against Bournemouth for last time. I'm going to stick with Seka at deep line forward. I feel like he's been a tad disappointing since he joined us in January, after we recalled him from his loan once he got a work permit. But on the training ground, he just keeps improving everyone. He looks really blooming good. Just need him to start doing it on the pitch. He's well suited to the deep lying forward role as well for us, which is obviously really good. He's not the quickest player. I would never play him at the tip of a spearhead of our attack, because Samake's pace is one of the things that makes him so lethal. But as a more playmakery player, I'm still hopeful that he's going to find his groove eventually. Obviously, I've been persisting with him, and despite him maybe not performing to the best of his ability, I don't feel like there's any games that I can attribute to him misfiring as a reason we've not been more successful. Anyway, last time we took on Bournemouth, it was a little bit of a classic. We'll have to see how this one gets on today. I'm hoping for a better result. Last time we took them on, of course, it was that 2-1 defeat in a live com, a very, very late goal for them with tired legs. This time around, we're not taking them on after a big run of games. Player fitness should not be an issue. But, well, we'll have to see what happens. We had a classic last time. A little bit concerned that after half an hour, we've still not had a highlight. Can we see something, Football Manager? Anything? We've got a highlight. Ask and you shall receive. Regina throws it down the line to Brewster. Back to Regina. Don't get sent off today, Roger. Otherwise, I'm going to be very, very upset. Robertson, Regina. Nice build-up play here. Attempts to play it down the line to Brewster was not the best of efforts, but we'll go from the back again. Palembi to Hoover, to Piotr, to Sarr. I've not really talked about it, but Hoover, Piotr and Sarr has become the go-to back three. Obviously, as you've seen this year, 18 clean sheets. Defensively, we've been a good team. Almost half of our games we don't concede in. And while we could be given a gift here, as Samake hits it and it's blocked away, that was a golden opportunity there for us to take the lead in this game. Unfortunately, a heroic block. I will say Bournemouth's defence is one of their big strengths. They've got Brandon Williams at left-back, Adara Bayoyo at centre-back alongside... who is their other centre-back? I'm going to tell the players I'm happy, because it is away from home, so it's not a bad result. But they've got, of course, Lloyd Kelly alongside Adara Bayoyo, Farinez in goal too, Will Hughes, Steve Cook, Hadji. I mean, looking at their team, there are no regens other than Stacey, who might be a regen. They've got an older squad, but it's a very good team, this Bournemouth team. Anyway, 20 minutes left. Nothing is happening. So you know what? Samake, get off the pitch. And also, let's bring in Seagross and Myton. Roger and Thiago on bookings. We're going to take them off, get some fresh legs in the wide area. Maybe that can work out for us as Samake gives it to Thiago. The left back turn left mid, who whips it into Roger. I mean, if Thiago assisted Roger for a goal, I might have to rethink my subs. But right now, they're both, defensive wingers, both on bookings. After last episode where we got scarred by a red card, I'm a bit scared of that happening again. Oh my word, Will Hughes, so much space and time at the edge of the area, allowed to pick out a shot. It's a good save by the keeper, but a little bit concerning how much space he was able to have there. 15 minutes left, the deadlock yet to be broken. The battle of the defences, perhaps. Is there a late goal in this one? I don't really want to change much here. We've made all our subs. Last time we played them, there was a late goal. Is there a chance of a late one here? Just looking at the stats, it's been a very even game. We've got a slightly higher XG, but our possession has been a little bit lower. And it could all change on a knife's edge as, Wilson is bringing it forward here. He cuts inside. Oh my, I thought that was about to be an own goal. I thought Sarr was about to have a disaster, but no. The keeper collects. Time is trickling away here. I haven't done the maths, but I don't think a draw wins us the league. Oh, what an anticlimax. This was not how this game was, but I mean, I'm happy. Bournemouth now 14 games, I think, unbeaten. A draw against them away from home is probably quite good. Seka vows to end his goal drought. Rather than saying it with words, I'm going to get over it. No, do it on the pitch, mate. Do it on the pitch. Oh, what do you say about that? It's just ended in a draw, everyone. I don't know what to tell you. It's just not a classic. Not many highlights. Probably should have known that, really. Bournemouth have drawn 14 games this year, so they're familiar with the draw scoreline. Peter Crouch has found it absolutely awful. I'm inclined to agree with you, Peter. It was boring. Boring game, but we got a point, and I suppose we will take that. Obviously, you can see the team looking here. think everyone can have a rest. We can't win the league today, though, sadly. So tomorrow we'll come back. We'll have a trophy. I'll show it off to you all. It'll be beautiful. But for now, we're going to wrap things up. A bit of an anticlimactic episode. I will apologise. Tomorrow's special, I hopefully will make up for it. As I said, if you've got questions, things you want to see, stuff you want me to show, get it down in the comments. Tomorrow's episode is going to be all about that. And also just be aware that over the next kind of week, I said the next week, no, the next couple of days, there might be a few extra gaps without episodes just this weekend. If you don't know, the Streamer Showdown is going on over on Twitch this weekend. There's a draft today at 7 PM. If you're watching this the day it's gone up, the actual competition's happening at the weekend. I'm actually going to have a separate video going up later today talking about this in a little more detail ahead of it all starting. Hopefully I'll see some of you guys over there, of course, at twitch.tv/WorkTheSpace. And yeah, other than that, that's going to wrap things up from me today. Bournemouth, I hate you. That was boring. We will try and beat them when we're both in the Premier League. And well, until then, I say until then. No, not until then. There's going to be episodes between now and us playing Bournemouth in the Premier League. But until next time, that's all from me. Guys, it's me, Jack. I'm rambling on away. Bournemouth, you've ruined my day. I'll see you guys next time. I'm out. Bloody Bournemouth. Bloody Bournemouth. Boring.